Hello everyone. Welcome to our class of Figma for learning UI UX design. So if you are planning to learn about it from the beginning, then you are in the right place because we will cover in this class from the basic to advanced. This is a beginner level class, so if you have no previous experience, then you can join this class. Let's take a look what you will learn from this class. Introduction to Figma, user interface, collaboration, design principles and best practices, mastering design elements, prototyping and interactive design, responsive design and component libraries, real-world projects, and case studies. After completing this class, you will be able to do the knowledge or have the knowledge and confidence to leverage Figma effectively, create stunning designs, collaborate seamlessly, tackle real-world design challenges, and learn more about remote functionality. This is a project-based class, so during learning, you will have class project. So what you learned, you will be able to participate in class projects, so you can do practice while you are learning. You will have supporting resources in this class, so if you are, it will be easier for you to learn. While learning, if you face any issue or if you have any question, then feel free to ask me. I'm always there to help you. So let's start Figma for learning UI UX design.
To our course on Figma. This is going to be the introduction part of our course, where we are going to learn about Figma and what we are going to learn in this course. So let's start off with our introduction. We welcome you to using, or let's say UI UX using Figma. Now, what is Figma? Figma is a cloud-based design and prototyping tool used by designers, developers, and teams to create user interfaces, websites, mobile apps, and other digital products collaboratively. Launched in 2016, Figma has gained significant popularity due to its powerful features, ease of use, and real-time collaboration capabilities. Now, what we are going to learn in this interface and what is the features of Figma. Well, basically, it is browser-based. Figma operates entirely in the browser, making it platform-independent and easily accessible from any device with any internet connection. Vector editing. It offers robust vectors, editing tools, enabling users to create and manipulate shapes, icons, and illustrations. Prototyping. Figma allows the creation of interactive prototypes to simulate users' interactions and flows within a design. Components and libraries. Users can create reusable components and maintain design consistency using libraries across multiple projects. Collaboration. Real-time collaboration is a standout feature, allowing multiple users to work on the same file simultaneously, comment, and provide feedbacks. Version history. Figma keeps track of version history, allowing users to revert to previous versions of review changes made over time. Plugins. Figma provides or supports a wide range of plugins created by both the Figma team and the community, expanding its functionality for various designs or design needs. Now, what are the benefits of using Figma? Collaboration. Teams can work together seamlessly regardless of geographical locations, fostering real-time collaboration and feedback. Accessibility. Being browser-based, Figma offers accessibility and ability to work across different operating systems without software installation. But you also have that software version which you can download on your PC and use it. And we are obviously going to use our software version. Version control. The version history feature helps track changes and revert to earlier versions if needed, ensuring design integrity and prototyping capabilities. Designer can create interactive prototypes without switching between tools. Community and resources. Figma has a vibrant community where users share resources, plugins, and tips for better design workflows. Now, what are the use cases? UI UX design, which is mainly the main purpose of using Figma. Figma is widely used for creating user interface and user experience, which is UI and UX. Well, UI is user interface and UX is user experience. designs for websites, apps, and more. Collaborative design. Teams working on design projects benefit greatly from Figma's collaborative features, enhancing productivity and efficiency. Prototyping. It's commonly used for creating interactive prototypes to test and validate design concept before development. Well, Figma has become a popular choice for designers and teams looking for a versatile, collaborative, and efficient design tool, streamlining the designing process from conception to prototyping. So let's open up Figma. We're also going to use two types of Figma, which is going to be our software version and also the website version, or let's say our web-based version. So let's start off with our web-based version of Figma. As you can see from my screen that I have opened up one of my web browser, which is Opera, but you can also open it up on Mozilla, Microsoft Edge, Chrome, and whichever website you want to use. So click on over here and search for Figma. Okay, I'm going to do is just click on Figma, or let's say figma.com. Now, when you click on figma.com, this will open up. What you're going to do is click on this Figma icon and it will open up over here, which is figma.com. Now, most of the time it appears on, let's say, an open screen where you have to sign up and all. But as I already have it signed up, you will see an interface like this. This is the same interface which will also open up on your website, or let's say on your software. Then you're going to do sign up, and then you will basically see this interface like this. If you don't have an account, what you're going to do is log in using your Google or maybe your Facebook, and also you can use whichever one there is to use it. Now let's go off to our software. Now you can see that I have opened up my software of Figma, which you can download from their website. You can see that this is the interface of Figma. Now you can see that there are a couple of things that you have in this Figma software, but you can see it is just the same as it shows on our web browser. So first thing, when you see that as this is browser based, you can see that there is this home tab, and you can also open up new files according, or let's say clicking on this plus icon. You can see all about your accounts from going over here, and you can also add accounts and log out. One thing you have to keep in mind is that make sure to use the latest version, and also make sure that you are connected to the internet so that you get full functionality and also use Figma according to your desire. Now you can see that I have teams and drafts. Now you also have this recent option and also search. If you want to search anything on your, let's say Figma, or if you worked on anything, just click on over here, search up that file, and you can open it up. In our recents, all the recent worked files will appear over on recents. As I don't have anything, you can see recently viewed. These are my recents basically, but these are not what I need. Okay, so in our teams, what happens is that when you are trying to collaborate with any of the users so that you can work simultaneously on a similar project, you just click on that option of your teams, and you can work on a specific file which you're working on, or let's say maintaining or working on UI UX. So now there is this view plans. If you want to upgrade your plans, you're just going to click on view plans and use whichever one you want according to your desire. This also has that functionality, or let's say extended functionality, if you are trying, or if you want to buy any plans or subscribe to any of the plans of Figma. You have favorite items. You can also favoritize any items if you want to. Now, how do you do that? You can see the star option when you click on any of these files. Click on that, and you will basically see, I'm going to press on one, press on next, and type in anything, just click on submit, and that will be in your favorite files. See, this is very simple. Now there is teams. As I don't have anyone working on a specific one, you can see there is nothing over here. But if you try to collaborate, you have to invite people so that they can work simultaneously on a simple, or let's say on a single project. You can also create your new team whenever you want and press on create team. Then you can add in team members. Just click on OK, or maybe let's just type in GHG, create team, and it will create a team, and then you have to put in the emails, and you can also add a couple more team members so that work on simultaneously. And you can press on continue, or let's say skip for now, and then you have to select whichever version you want to use. You see team wide. You can also select the starter package if you want to, and you will be able to select or work on your team project whenever you want. So after you're done with it, You also have this project invite and the person or people in your specific, let's say, the project you are working on. I'm going to click on home again, or let's say I'm going to go off to recent. Now you have this option of click FigJam, and also there is design file. You can upload, or let's say, first off, instead of upload, let's go off to a couple of templates which you have in Figma. You can search for any template you want to use. Let's say I'm going to do is brainstorm for new projects, Gantt chart to show project sequence, and organizing chart. But if you want to use anything, you can generate any of them. Let's say I'm going to use type in green, click on generate, and it will search up anything green for you. And there we go, we have it. You can see it is still trying to generate anything, and it will do anything for you, or let's say do something which you actually need. You can see shades of green, green nature, and green culture. So all about green has been made over here in this, FigJam. So what is this FigJam and design chart? Well, basically in your FigJam, you will be able to make and organizing charts or maintain the UI, okay? So, or let's say make UI and also make corresponding interfaces according to it. Now, as we are done with FigJam, now what is the design file? When you click on design file, it will open up a new file for you. Let's say I'm going to do is make sure to use GHG, which I'm trying to work on, and all the interface will open up from over here. Now let's go through a couple of tools which we have in this. Now there are this move tool where you will also find scale, which also have some shortcut keys, K for scale, V for move. And then we have is this canvas. Now what type of canvas do you want? You just click on your left mouse key and make the canvas according to your desire, which is also a page where you are going to make your UI. Okay. So this is basically how it works. You can also make sections out of it. Specific section, you can see there's section 1 where you can put in specific elements inside of it. And then at the end, we have slice tool. You can also slice up specific places that you can segment it according to your need. But I don't need it. I'm going to remove it. Then I have this option of rectangle, line, arrow, ellipse, polygon, star, and place image. Well, if you want to apply any of these elements or shapes, click on any one of them and make the shape of your desire. Let's say I'm going to click on this, and you can see my rectangle has been made. Now we have the pen tool or the pencil tool. If you want to add in something, you basically have this tool over here. I'm going to use press on Ctrl Z so that I can undo my process over here. And we also have the pencil tool, so you can draw anything or mark up anything according to your desire. Then we have this text tool. If you want to type in anything, just click on that and you will basically see this text tool does the work. Then we have this resources. If you want to add in components, plugins, and also widgets. So both of them are basically extensions, but if you want to add in components, click on browse library and you will basically have all your components if you have any components in your Figma. You can also download the components whenever you want. Then we have this drag and drop tool. You can drag through your interface or through this interface of Figma so that you can see or navigate through it. And then we have this comment one. You can apply comments on each and every element according to your need. I'm going to do is keep on or click on this, and there we go, we have it. Then we have this layers. How many layers you want to apply all appear over here. You can lock up layers and also make it visible and indivisible at the same time. You can also have the pages. Now I'm going to do is make another page. You can see frame 2. I'm going to do is click on it, and there we go, we have another frame. You can go through each frame whenever you want, and even if it's under there, what you can do is make frame 1 appear over at the top, so that you cannot select frame 3, or let's say the frame 3 elements will not appear over our frame 1. So now you know how this Figma interface works in your software, or let's say on your PC. And you can also name your project whenever you want. You can go through home over here, also make our work another file and design it. So it has a lot of functionality, you will see. Okay. Then we have our last thing which we have over here is the design and prototype. Now basically design and prototype is basically the properties and also formatting, or maybe let's say customizing stuff. So I'm going to click on this option, or let's say I'm going to apply any object, and you'll basically see all the design options appear over here. Alignment, color, stroke, effects, and export, all of them are over here. You can also fix in whatever you want over here. You can apply in more sections if you want to, but as I don't want it, I'm going to press on delete, selecting on the specific one. And you can also export file color profile, duplicate, rename, go to project, move to project, favorite this file, and also delete it according to your need. And in the prototype, what happens is that it's basically linking specific objects. If you want to link both of them up, you have to link it up. Well, we'll show it to you in our next lesson, or let's say in this course later on. Then we have is this share and also icons, or let's say spotlight me. And you also have this option of communicating, okay? So you can like add audio conversation with comments. And then we have is share. If you want to share it with any email, or you can copy the link and share it on your email, your Facebook, any socials, or you can just give it to them on your SMS or email. Okay. And then we have is this option of dev mode, which is developer mode. So this is basically, a lot better when you are working on developer. If you want to develop any, let's say if you want to develop any of your, let's say your UI UX, you can go through them and you can apply CSS or iOS, Android, whichever one you want to use it for. You have to choose the platform and then press on next, select the color theme, find plugin, install the integration, and there we go. We have it. Also, another functionality of Figma is that you can apply codes directly and then it will also work on over here. We'll go through them later on. And then we have is this play option. The play option is basically, the file, or let's say the project or the command to see and observe how your project or how your interface is working. We'll go through them later on. And then we have is the zoom in, zoom out, grids, rulers, outlines, comments, and all of those. So hope you learned everything about the interface of Figma and how it works over here. Now, another navigation method is holding onto control. You can scroll up and down so that you can zoom in and out. You're going to press on Alt and you can see it will be like this. And hold on a Shift and you will go left and right. See? If you want to go up and down, press on Alt, down for down, up for up, Control for zooming in and out, and Shift for moving left to right. See? I'm not even using my arrow keys. But you can also use your arrow keys when you are applying elements and then want to place it whenever you want. So thank you for watching this video of our introduction to our Figma and also how the interface of Figma works. Now let's move on to our first lesson of Figma. Welcome to our second lesson of Figma. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the Figma community and the workspace. Welcome back to our lesson on Figma. As it said, we're going to learn about the community and also about the workspace. Well, in our first lesson of introduction, I've given you an idea of how the interface works. But let's see a brief of how this workspace works and also about the community. Now, when you hear the community, where are you going to find it? You can see on the left bottom corner of our Figma interface, there is this option of Explore Community. When you click on it, you will basically see an interface like this will appear up. From here, we have the search bar, we have publish, and a couple of these options which you can go through. Now, these are categories of what type of template or what type of resource do you want. Okay, let's say if you want something inspirational, you can open up or select this, and you can see dream bigger with these portfolios, presentations, mockups, and more. Then we have is team syncs, making collaboration as a team, more fun with workspace ideas, planning templates, and icebreakers. Well, all of them are different categories, so you can use whichever one you want. Among them, most ones which are used are, let's say, team syncs, designing system, development, inspiration, mobile, web, wireframe. And there are also accessibilities and icons. But, these are not that much used, but obviously they have its own usage, right? Now, when you want anything from the community, you can search up over here and it will find out that, categorized data, or let's say that template or resource for you. You can also go down and you can see that there are discover. You have fund your creativity, create powerful development workflows, and a lot of them. Well, people who use Figma work on their own projects on their UI and can upload it over here. Now you can see that you can buy it from here, use it for your own purpose, and you can also make your own interface and also upload it whenever you want. you have this publish option over here. Click on publish and then select whichever folder you're working on, and that specific template or that specific resource will be uploaded on this Figma community. So you can also either sell them or publish them for free. So it's like totally up to you. But among them, you also have this hashtags of what category your own template or your resource is. So you have to select that. Now I'm also going to be showing you a couple of them. Now if you want anything mobile based or some mobile UI, click on mobile. And when you click on mobile, you will see that all of the mobile templates or these resources will appear over here. You can see Figma to HTML, these are extensions. You can see free mockups. You can see this UI kit. Then we have is, web app, which is an app design. You can also see this is also an onboarding design library for iOS and Android, and a lot of them. There are a lot of tags which you can use. A couple of them are files with templates, plugins, widgets, and also all of them such as resources. You can see from over here, Terrakit. Now if you want to use anything, just click on any of them and you just click on open in Figma, and that specific resource will be applied to your workspace so that you can work on it. Okay, so now you know how this option works. You can also download it whenever you want. You can save it up, like it up, so people can use it or they get this such as a review. So you can use it whenever you want. You can see how this Terrakit works. You can see the page cover. You can see how it works. You can click on them and use, let's say, what are the credits of them, what is the introduction of that specific template or file, what are the tokens, what are the components of this specific UI kit, and what are the file assets. You can see however you want to look at it. Okay, or just observe it a bit more before using it. It's like totally up to you. So basically, Figma community has this vast range of resources which you can use while you are working on Figma, so that it helps you on your UI kit or your design or even your plugins or your widgets. But most of the time, as this course is about UI UX, we're going to be making files and templates later on at the end. But let's just look at a couple of templates or files which you'll be working on. Okay, now I'm going to do is click on web. As we went through mobile, let's say a couple of webs should be shown, okay, so that you get a bit more idea about it. This is a mobile web app, but I'm going to do is UI lending. Now this is the one we have to buy, so I'm not going to use it. I'm going to do is go find the one which is free so that I can show it to you whenever I want. Let's say I'm going to do is click on free. Let's see a couple of them which are free. I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to click on this. And then I'm going to do is open in Figma. You can see this is a ChatGPT AI template, AI writing product template. Now, if you want to see a couple more of them on how it is, you can go through them and check how it is. Okay, I'm going to go back and find out the one which is a bit more better. Let's say I'm going to open up this web app, which is for phone, but you will obviously get the idea of how this workspace is and what are these resources which you can work on or let's say customize just by yourself. Okay, because if you've used such software such as XD or maybe even say PowerPoint and all of those, you basically see templates, right? And this is basically how the template is. You can see each of them are different type of pages. You can see from when we go on onboard or me time, this is a specific page, this is a specific page, this is a specific page, this is also a specific page individually. Now, one thing is that when I clicked on it, you can see in my first lesson of introduction and its interface, these options were not over here, and you can see a lot of changes has been made because this is a complete app UI, right? And there are a couple of pages that is being used in this specific, let's say app or this design. Now, I'm going to do is show it to you how this basically works and how the assets work. Let's say I'm going to do is click on it. When you click on it, you will basically see that this specific one will be selected. You can click on this so that you can extend it up or click on assets, whichever assets you're using. I'm going to do is click on layers. You can see it like this. You can extend it up and what assets are being used. You can see bottom, you can see top, you can see group. You can use whichever one you want. You can also apply in page if you want to. This is page 3. But as I don't want it, I'm going to do is keep it just the way it is so that I can go through them whenever I want. And this is Chrome browser. You can see over here, I can move it whenever I want. Now, if you want to select both of them, press on Control or press on Shift, and then you will basically see both of them will be selected at the same time. And when I'm selecting on it, you can see that all of them has been selected over here, but not these ones because I've only selected this one, and this belongs to this specific group, which I have over here. Okay, I'm going to just click on this. I'm going to just delete this page because I don't need it. I'm going to keep it on me time. And there we go. This is all the elements which I have over here. So when you can't select it like that, even though I can, but let's say you can't. But what you basically do is select this item specifically. You can see the top. This is the top. This is the group. This is the bottom. And this is the Chrome, which you can see. I'm going to click on it. And there we go. You can see when I click on it, it will literally take me to that specific website. So this is basically how this element works in, let's say Figma. I'm going to do is go off the Explorer community, or maybe, as you can see, my web browser has been open. I'm going to open up my software again. And there we go. You can see it over here. So make sure to use whichever one you want. You can just, this is basically linked up. So when I click on it, it will directly take me over here. You can also edit that specific hyperlink and move it. Let's say if I type in twitter.com, hit on enter. And if I click on this specific object, let's say I'm going to click on this, it will literally take me to twitter.com. So this is very simple to use Figma for UI UX. Okay, so I'm going to do is go back to my software, and there we go, we have it. Now, there are also a couple of things you have to learn about over here, even though now you can see all of them are selected, but I want only this one. So I'm going to do select on it and keep it perfectly aligned, even though both of them are still grouped up, and I'm going to do is keep it just the way it is. I'm going to do select on it, and there we go. We have the browser view. If you don't want to see it, just click on it and they will be invisible. You can also lock them up whenever you want so that, you cannot move them or customize anything from there. Okay. I'm going to do is unlock it. Now you can change the color. You can see if I name it, or let's say I'm going to click on this and I'm going to do select this color, and you can see that specific color has been changed. So you can customize it from over here. You can select the page color. Let's say I want the page color to be red or white, or maybe something around over here. And you can see this is how it is. Now, just like I said in our previous lesson on how you'll be able to zoom out, press on Control and use your scroll key, and there we go. Hold on to your Shift key so that you can go left and right. Now, you can see that a couple of them are transparent because it is being, such as, this transparency is a bit low on this one. Let's just show it to you. I'm going to click on this object over here. And there we go. This is onboarding. I'm going to click on over here. This is the third one. So I'm going to do is select this one, or maybe this one, login. There we go. We have it. Now I'm going to do is go over here. I'm going to do is login overlay. I'm going to increase the size, go through registration. And you can see you'll be able to select them whenever you want. But let's say I'm going to do is not the registration. I'm going to do is choose service, which you can see over here, license and all of them, actions, text over here. And basically the box over here is kind of, transparent. And let's say I'm going to go over here. You can select where you want it to appear. Okay, so it's like up to you. You can fix out the margin, fix out wherever you want it to be. Let's say I'm going to keep it at the middle. Now, if I want the action over at the top, maybe, or let's say I'm going to go with the state over here, text, I'm going to go as pass through. Let's say I'm going to multiply it, maybe, or maybe darken it up. You can see it is changing step by step. I'm going to do zoom in, and I'm going to do is click on it. Color dodge, you can see how it will work. See? So now you know how this works. You can do the same thing over here. I'm going to just click on this option. I'm going to do is click on this, and let's say I'm going to type in 50, and you will see it will become transparent. See? So this is basically the same thing done over here on this background over here. And what if I want to change this over here? I'm going to do is go off the info, or maybe reduce this size first, and I don't need it anymore. I'm going to click on this object, choose service. Now I'm going to do the same thing over here. I can do the reduce transparency. I'm going to type in 80, hit on enter, and you can see transparency. I'm going to do is keep it 100 because I'd rather like to keep it the way it is. Then you have these other options or other tools. You can do the same thing over there. You can center, align it, or scale it up according to your need. Let's say I'm going to do is increase the size, keep it this way. There we go. Now if I want it to be at the center or the top or maybe at the left, right, let's say from the bottom and left, I want it to be left, right corner. There we go. Center. There we go. We have it. And you can also fix out whichever type of, stroke or text you want. Let's say I want this bold. If you want it to be, let's say, increase it 12, hit on enter. You can see this is how it will look like. So I'm going to select the text over here. Now if you want to change in this, let's say I'm going to type in 5, hit on enter, and you can see the space in between them. Control Z to undo the process. There we go. I'm going to do select on this again, which we have is info bar. Okay. Do select on whichever item you want to use. You can see that there are a couple of elements over here, a couple of photos. In row 1, we have this specific photo. Now if we want to remove it, I'm going to do is press on delete. You can see that photo has been removed. Now if I click on that over here, I'm going to do is maybe if you want to apply in another photo, what you have to do is just apply or add in the photo. Click on this, or maybe right click or put up a photo over here. From going to this option, and this option over here also has that place image video. You can also apply it whenever you want. So now you know how this works. So basically, if you want to select any object, you can go through them one by one, and you can also select multiple objects at the same time. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind that if they're grouped up, you can also ungroup them just by pressing on Control G, so that you can select them whenever you want. So I'm going to use double click on it, and you can also select them individually whenever you want. Now if you select on or double click on any elements, you'll basically see that they will be selected just single, okay? Not double, but single. So now you know how this works in Figma. Now if you want to change the color over here, you can also change it. So I want this to be black. If you want it to be primary, you can also keep it primary, but I'm going to keep it white because it is more visible over here. Now let's show you a bit more about how a PC or a web browser works, or how it will look like on PC. Now I'm going to do is go back. As you can see, this is all we have in the elements and what we needed to learn about the workspace in a specific UI design. You can also see a prototype over here. Now in our previous lesson, I've shown you how this works. I'm going to click on that option over here. A prototype needs to have at least one frame. So I'm going to do is click on over here. I'm going to click on in the specific object, and I'm going to do is click on prototype, show prototype settings. I'm going to do is click on all of them, and there we go. I'm going to do is present it. You can see I'm going to do is click on it, click on prototype. There we go. You can see when I click on it, it will take me there. Okay. You can see over here, and you can also see over here. I'm going to do is select on the specific page. I'm going to do is extend or reduce the size of all of them. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Make sure that all of them are at the same place. Select on this, click on prototype, needs to have at least one frame. So I'm going to do is preview. I'm going to use preview it. Now, before prototyping, what you basically have to do is select any of the frame you want to use. And over here on prototype, you will basically see an interface like this: flow, starting point, and interaction. Now from over here, I'm going to do is select on this option over here. You can see this is onboarding. Now what I'm going to do is select on this. You can see scroll with patient or whatever type of prototype you want to use. You have to select all of them. You can see this is onboarding. So when I click on it, I can click on what type of direction you want, horizontal, what type of interactions you want. So let's say I'm going to do is navigate to, and all of them over here. And then we have a start flowing point. Okay, you can see the flowing point over here, which is going to be this one. Okay, now what I'm going to do is select the flow. You can see over here, make sure to play it up, and you will basically see that this is how it will work. You can see that we have is landscape mode because I selected the landscape mode. It basically takes a bit of time to load it up because it is going to be onboarding and going to start working whenever you want. You say you're going to click on them and it will take you there. Okay, this is how it will work. I'm going to do is click on over here, and you can see this is being loaded up. Well, this mainly might not work because this is basically a mobile app. Okay, I'm going to do is click on them over here. So you can see if it is not the thing, or let's say not for PC, it might not work like this.
You can click on option. I'm going to use click on size or actual size. You can see over here, and you can go through them however you want. Okay. So basically, as this is not a PC, let's say UI, it might not show up like the way you want it to be. But if you are using the PC one, you will basically see that it will start working on and connect each and every prototype which you are trying to, go through one by one. So now you know about a couple of UI and UX of this, Figma. Let's I'm going to do is click on it and try the same thing over here, open in Figma. It takes a bit of a time to load all of these presets up. So wait a bit and then it will open up on your screen. You can see it over here. It is being loaded. I'm going to do the same thing over here, select the specific frames, and then I'm going to do is play it up so that I can see how the prototyping works in Figma. So I'm going to do is control and zoom in. You can see over here, there are like a lot of pages, which I can see. You can see this is desktop, homepage desktop. You can see this is laptop, and then there is phone. You can see other ones, desktop, phone. Okay. So I'm going to do is zoom in and do select all of this range of data, which I have. You can also go through them however you want, basically. So I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to do select on this option over here, home page, desktop. I'm going to do is click on present, and there we go. It is being loaded up on my screen. Well, obviously it's going to load it up and then show you how this prototyping works. And over here, you can see, you can click on contact. You can zoom out a bit. I'm going to do is click on over here, extend the size. I'm going to do is click on options, fit to size. There we go. You can see it as a slide over here, which is over here. Just go over here about the page, and all the components are over here. So basically, when you prototype it up, you will be able to select the prototype on how it will change from one page to another. Basically, that is linking. I'm going to use go off the prototype. Let's say I'm going to go off the prototype, and you can see there is none. You have to select which one you want to prototype it as, and it will be up to you, okay, how you're going to work with it. So thank you for watching this video up till the end, and now let's move on to our next lesson of Figma UI Welcome
UX.
back to another lesson of Figma UI UX. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the basic tools of Figma. So let's just open up Figma on our PC. You can see that I have opened up my Figma on my PC. So the first thing we're going to do is going to be opening up a new file, or let's say design a file. Click on design file if you don't have any template or any file opened up. Now the first thing we're going to do is, obviously I'm going to do is make a canvas, or let's say make a page or a frame where I'm going to be putting in my components. Now, as this is a lesson on the basic tools, we're going to give you all the briefs about all the tools and how those function. Now, the first thing you basically do when you are making up your template, or let's say making up your file or your resource of your own self or your UI, first thing is you make your page, let's say a web page. Obviously, each software, or let's say each web browser or site contains pages, right? Or even apps. So the first thing is we're going to need a page. I'm going to click on over here. Now select on frame. Now I'm going to do is you can use whichever type of frame you want to use over here. I'm going to do is make a desktop frame. So desktop, I'm going to do is, let's say desktop, click on over here. And there we go. We have our frame for our desktop. And you can also see desktop one. If you want to change the name, click on it. Let's say this is going to be our first frame. Click on first. Okay. Now if you want to customize it up, you can click on frame, or you can press on F, zoom out, and make the frame of your desire. There we go. We have two frames. I'm going to do is type in second, hit on enter, and I'm going to do is keep it at the bottom. Now, as we have two frames, now what if you want sections of your specific frame? Click on over here. I'm going to do is make up a section over here so that I can put in specific elements in that specific part. Let's say I'm going to do is make shapes over at the top, okay, over here. And here I want to put different things. So I can click on it, and you can also change the color of your section. Let's say I'm going to use make the section look something like this. Press on cross, and there we go, we have it. You can also increase the transparency or decrease the transparency. I'm going to type in 80. You can see this is a lot more lighter than how it was, right? Now, just like I said, we are going to be showing you the basic tools. Now, one of the basic tools about this lesson is the shapes, okay? Now, because the shapes, you can either use them as buttons or you can also use them as sections. Well, the section part is, a bit like, you can see other software that contain part like a part looks different in color, a part looks only a bit of different information. So basically the section works in that way. You can also make, a code of that ready for a developer. You can also do that, or you can also remove ready status. Okay, it's like totally up to you. Now the first thing I'm going to do over here on the first section, I'm going to do is take this over on the first one. You can see the first one is going to contain that section. So I'm going to do is right click on it. I'm going to do is convert it to frame. You can convert it to frame. You can ungroup it if you want to, but that's like totally up to you. So you can see this one is over here. You can do is up over here. I'm going to do is make sure that this is visible. What I'm going to do is select on both of them, right click on it, and you can group selection. There we go. In group one, we have this section over here, which is first. So I'm going to do is make sure that this is written first, and this one is going to be just the background. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is going to be putting in my elements. So to do that, I'm going to do is click on the shape tool. Let's start off with rectangle. You can type in R if you want to, or you can also select this. What I'm going to do is make this box over here. There we go. I'm going to do is keep it right over here. This is where I'm going to be putting in my photo later on, not in this lesson. But let's say this is my shape. You can also extend it if you want to. You can hold on a shift so that you get a specific, perfect shape of a square. You can press on control. So you can see you will be able to move it freely. You can also move freely without holding on control. But if you hold on Alt, it will change or fix up the panel if you want to do it left or right. You can see that this is how it will work. See? But when you do this, it will not extend. So basically when you hold on Alt, it will increase on both sides. See? Up, it's going down 2. If I go left, it will go right 2. So Shift for the perfect shape and Alt for increasing it on both sides. Okay? So hope you understood about it. I'm going to do is keep it right over here. I'm going to do is change the color of this. Click on this option. And I'm going to do is keep it somewhere around, okay, not this color. I'm going to do is keep it something like this, okay? Then I'm going to do is you can also fix the transparency of this. Make sure to keep or fix your transparency. That's like up to you. If you want to apply ingredients, click on this option and fix in the gradients over here. There we go. I'm going to just keep it like this so that it looks better. I'm going to just take it over here so I can see how it looks like. There we go. This is how it will look like. Then you can also apply in photos. You can also apply in checkers. It's like up to you. Basically, this is the image part where you can apply it. You can also add in videos or GIFs. It's up to you. So animations, you can apply it over here. You can go to libraries and apply in whichever color you want or whatever you want to apply. I'm going to go over here and keep it just the way it was. I'm going to close it off. You can select what you want, what type of filter you want to apply. What I'm going to do is multiply or maybe darken or keep it normal, just the way it is. I'm going to cut this one off, and then we have this fill option. You can fill it up. It's up to you. You can apply more color to it according to your need. Let's say you don't want one color. You can apply 2-3 colors at the same time. Let's say I want another color. I'm going to just click on this option and I want a bit of red. There we go. I'm going to do is make sure this is correct. There we go. This is how it will look like. I'm going to select on a specific object, click on this option, just make it a bit wider. Or maybe I'm going to go over on blue. There we go. I'm going to click on this option and fix in this gradient option over here. And there we go. Okay, there we go, 100. Do the same thing over here. What I'm going to do is click on this option. I'm going to go off the gradient. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to select this color over here. I'm going to do is make sure that this is totally visible. Okay, not this part. I'm going to do is make sure that this is less and this one is higher. I'm going to do is make sure to use 60, hit on enter. You see all of them is too dark, so I'm going to do is type in 30 maybe. There we go, a lot better. We can see a bit of blue, a bit of red. Okay, so we are done with this part on rectangle. Now what if I want to apply in a line? I'm going to use, make sure to use line. Let's say I want a line like this as an intersection. There we go, we have our line. Even though it's not visible, you can click on the line and you can extend the size. Let's say I'm going to click on this over here. Let's say I'm going to do is keep it on 3, hit on enter. You can see it is extending. I'm going to type in 9, hit on enter. You can see it's more visible. So I'm going to do is click on the specific line. You can change the color if you want to. Let's say I want a bit of this one. Okay, better. There we go. Then I'm going to do is make sure to use this line over here. I'm going to do is make sure this is inside, and you can select whatever type of line you want to use. Let's say I want to reverse arrow. You can see there's an intersection and also looks a lot more better. You can go after local variables and also apply it. You can create a variable like color, number, string, boolean. But let's say I want a number. Let's say I'm going to do is type in over here, put in the value 100, hit on enter. And there we go. We have our variable over here. We have our local styles such as color, maybe something you can apply in a new color and save it up for later purpose, create style. Now, when you are selecting on the section and you have to use that one, just click on that specific, let's say specific custom feature you just made or that style you made. Click on that and that will be applied directly. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is make in an ellipse. Well, basically the arrow works the same way, which we did over here. There we go. We have our arrow. So there's nothing new than this line. So that works the same way. Now you know it. Click on ellipse, and I'm going to do is make my circle over here. I want a perfect circle, so I'm going to do is hold on a shift, and there we go. We have it. I'm going to do is keep it over here at the center. There we go. I'm going to do is make sure the ellipse is at the top, so this is more visible, or maybe a bit like under here. Okay. Now I want it to be visible over here. So let's see the section. I want it at the top. Maybe the section should be a bit more visible. I'm going to press on Ctrl Z. See, you can extend the size of this from over here too. See, it is quite simple to do it. There we go. You just have to double click on the specific object, press on done, and there we go. We have our shape. See, it is very simple to work with it. Use that shape over here. Let's I'm gonna do is double click on it again. And just keep it somewhere around over here. Press on done, and there we go. We are good to go. You can change the color over here just the way we did it. I'm gonna just decrease this transparency. Make sure to make it a bit off wider so that we can see it. There we go. Close it up, and here we have it. Now, what if you want a polygon? Just click on that, hold on a shift, or maybe hold on to alt so that you can increase the size on all sides. And I can do the same thing over here. You can make it around a bit, maybe, keep it like this, or maybe like this, hold on a shift. There we go. It's going to put up an anchor so that you can fix the, the size and align it. Right? So hope you understood everything about this lesson, and also everything about how you can apply in lines and also apply a couple of shapes. And after you're done, just press on OK. You can also double click on it, press on this, okay? And then you will basically see that you will be able to make it round, just like I said. Basically, it's a lot like those, pen tools you'll be able to use. Press on done, and you can see this is how it will look like. I can also rotate it whenever I want. Just make it to over here. There we go. I'm going to do is decrease the size. I'm going to do is rotate it a bit more. There we go. We have it. See? And then, the other one we have is the star. If you want to apply a star, hold on to shift or shift over here. There we go. We have our star. You can do the same thing over here. Double click on it if you want to customize it. Use the pen tool to change the size. You can see over here. Click on this to make it a bit round. There we go. The same thing on the other ones. If you want to make it round, there we go. You can change the shape too, but make sure to hold on to shift so that it works a bit better. There we go. Press on Control Z. I'm going to just keep it just the way it is and press on done. And there we go. We have it. See, we have a squid-like structure over here. See, or maybe a rocket. It's up to you, whatever you term it as. There we go. You can also place it over here. And you can also group all of them up all together. Then we have is this place image. Just click on that and you will open up this option over here. Use whichever photo you want and you can just place it wherever you want. You can see it is like this. What you're gonna do is image resized. I'm gonna do is from like resize that image. Hold on to shift and place that image on that specific part of your frame. See, this is how it will work. Hold on to shift and there we go, centered. Okay, now you know about the basic tools. Then we have is this pen tool. You'll be able to customize shapes through this. Let's say I'm gonna do is make up a shape. Click on this, click on this. I'm gonna hold on to this, maybe this. There we go. See, last one over here, and there we go. We have another shape. You'll be able to make a couple of shapes using this. Now then you can also fill it up with color. Click on that option over here and you can apply in color on however you want. You can also apply center effect and also export it up and drop the shadow effect. Then I'm going to do is on the last one we have pencil, and then if you want to apply in text, just click on this, make your own text box, and there we go. We have our text box over here to apply in our own text. And the last one, we have the navigation bar to go through them. And just like we did, just click on the ones if you can't select it from, a couple of times when you are not selected on anything. Maybe when you select on this, it does not work. Or then what you're going to do is just increase this or extend the size over here on whatever element there is. Just click on the specific object and there we go. We have it. And after you're done, just select on all of the objects which we have over in the template or this frame. Then you're going to use press on Control G. Then they are all grouped. See? So thank you for watching this video of the interface and also the basic shapes, or let's say the basic tools of Figma and what functionality it has to offer. Even though we covered up most of the basic tools, now the last thing we're going to show you is going to be our alignment part. I'm going to do select on this. Now I'm going to select on this over here. You can see there's this XY. You can fix it up. You can do the same thing with elements. What I'm going to do is select on this. You can select it over here. Then I'm going to do is go over the Y axis. You can fix the width, the height. You can also fix the angle. See? You can fix the round corners. Let's say if you want round corners, what you're going to do is zoom in. Select on this. Fix this, and you'll basically see that there is this round corner on that photo, right? You can do the same thing on each and every shapes. Let's say I'm going to do the same thing over here. No mirroring, mirror angle. You can also do that. You can fix the rounded corners like this. And there we go. We have the rounded corner. Do the same thing over here. Click on that. I want rounded corner. There we go. See? This is like very simple to work on Figma because this is a drop and drag type of software. You can see it over here. You can do the same thing over here or maybe over here. So I'm going to select on the specific line which we have. You can also customize specific lines. It's up to you, but I'm going to just keep it this way. Do is make this a bit like this. Do is rotate it in such a way so that it works a bit more better. I'm going to do is press on done. I'm going to just rotate it. I'm going to just keep it around over here. There we go. Looks a lot more better. I'm going to just select on this element over here. I'm going to just remove it. Just press on delete and that element will be deleted. Then we have this contrast option which you'll be able to apply on. I'm going to use press on done. I'm not going to need that. I'm going to press on delete. I'll select on this option. Click on double click on it. Select on this. And there we go. You'll be able to increase or decrease this according to your need. Press on done. There we go. There is no color, but I want there to be color. So I'm going to just keep the way it was. Okay. Press on OK and there we go. Now, if you want to apply in any effects, you can also apply the effects by clicking on any elements. And here on effect, there is this option of drop shadow. You can use whichever layer blur or maybe something like background blur. What I'm going to do is select on this object, click on effect. There's this drop shadow, maybe inner shadow, drop shadow, layer blur. Then we have background blur. It's up to you. So you can apply it. You can press on plus, and you can also fix it up according to your need. Click on this and you will be able to fix in the shadow, fix in the blur. See, you can fix the y-axis, and you can also fix the spread of that shadow. See, this is very simple. Now, if you want to like fix the exposure, contrast, and everything of that, or lightings of that specific photo, what you're gonna do is click on the photo over here, click on it, and there we go. We have our exposure. You can fix the contrast. So I want to fix the saturation, maybe a bit higher. Then fix the temperature. Then we have his tint, highlights, and shadows. Saturation a bit less, contrast a bit high, saturation over here, temperature should go a bit down. Just fix the tint, highlight should be a bit higher. And after you're done, just press on OK, and there we go. We're good to go. Cross this, and there we go. That has been applied over here. Okay. So I hope you learned everything in this lesson about the basic tools of, Figma. You can also go through a couple of components if you want to. You can apply in plugins, widgets, but we're going to go through them later on. But we have this edit object, which is also the kind of the same as double clicking. So make sure to use all these features. You can also see that there is this ongoing create component. Click on that and you will basically create a new component, and that will be termed as a component. Okay. Then you can also add in that. You can fix it out by clicking on this, make sure it's visible or not. So thank you for watching this video up till the end. Now let's move on to our next lesson.
Welcome back to another lesson of Figma. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the use of pages, or let's say frames. Welcome back to another lesson. Now, just like I said, in this lesson, we are going to learn about the usage of the pages in Figma. Now, what are the pages? Well, basically, when you term pages, it's basically the part or the section where we apply all of our data or our components and everything. So pages are termed as frames over here in Figma, okay? Because in frames, you can apply in components, you can customize it up, you can apply in links such as prototypes, and all of them all are based on frames, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is open up one reference, and we're going to open up a new file at the same time. Now, first thing I'm going to do is click on design file, click on create a new design. I need this one. And you can see I have my new one. I'm going to go off to home. I'm going to go off to explore community. And from there, what I'm going to do is click on wireframe so that I can show you the usage or the needs of pages. I'm going to go down and I'm going to do is find the one which I basically need. Let's say I'm going to do is click on over here and click on free so that I can get the free ones. Okay. So I'm going to go down and find the one which I need. So I'm going to go a bit more down, and there are going to be a couple of, kits which you'll be able to use. Let's say I'm going to use this architecture studio website. I'm going to do is from here, I'm going to open in Figma. Okay. Press on or click on this over here, and you will see that another window has been opened up over here. So you can see that we have our untitled, which is our new one. And this is going to be our second, which is architectural. Okay. Now I'm going to do is remove one of them. Now you can see that there are going to be a couple of things, such as this is going to be the cover, this is the design and the pages, and this is the colors which are being used. So when we go off the design, we can see that there are 4 pages, right? We have our index, in page again, which is hover state, and this is going to be our in page, how it basically looks like, and this is going to be our loading screen. Okay. So what we're gonna do is make 4 pages or make 4 frames in our untitled file. So this is going to be how it's gonna work like. Okay, I'm gonna go over here, and just like I said, this is going to be how the pages work in Figma. I'm gonna click on over here, click on frames,
Now I'm going to use, you can use it from over here, wireframing, but let's say I'm going to use click on or make a page because I'm going to need it later on. Let's say this is going to be my page, and you can apply a new one. You can press on Control C, Control V to paste another one. You can or use the same thing on Control R. You can rename it or Control V again so that you can make 4 frames at the same time. Okay, you can press on Control D to copy the same movement and also copy the same command. So I'm going to do is keep on 4 frames at a time. Now I'm going to use zoom out, or I'm going to use keep it around over here so that I can see 4 frames at a time. So this is going to be our 4 frames which you are going to work on. Just hold on a shift and I'm going to zoom out, and there we go. We have the preview of 4 of the frames. Right? Now I'm going to do is going to start off with our first frame. I'm going to go over here and you can see what elements are there. Okay, we can see over here that there is a section right over here, or there is a line. So I'm going to click on over here the index, increase the size, and this is the line, which is also the section. This is the frame, card, couple of them, turnover, and a couple of these elements which are over there. So what we're going to do is do something very similar to that. So in frame 1, what we're going to do is apply in an asset, or apply in a couple of elements. Now in frame 1, what we're going to do is click on over here, or maybe I'm going to go off the section so that I can apply in a section. Let's say here, I'm going to do is in the section, I'm going to do is put in a photo. I'm going to do is click on this one over here, section. I'm going to apply in another photo over here. Now the first thing I'm going to do is click on frame 1, and I'm going to do is change the color. To do that, I'm going to just click on over here. Let's say I want it somewhere around here. I'm going to click on this option. There we go. Looks a lot better. I'm going to just cut this off. I'm going to select on this, click on fill. What I'm going to do is make sure that this is a bit transparent. Then I'm going to do is click on this over here and make it a bit round so it looks a bit better. There we go. Looks a lot better. I'm going to do the same thing over here. There we go. This is 34, so I'm going to apply 34 over here. To type in 40, hit on enter. Do the same thing over here. 40, hit on enter, and there we go. We have our 2 sections, which is section 1 and section 2. You can click on it over here, but you can also apply in shapes if you want to. Now, after you make in your shape, there is one thing you have to keep in mind about is that when you are applying elements and you want to preview all of it at once, there are 2 things. One is going to be how you can preview it by clicking on present and preview. We're going to go through them later on, but let's just focus on this right now. Now you can also use shapes or section if you want to, but you can also use, let's say, frames, or let's say shapes. Let's click on this so that we can see the preview of how it looks like, because when you are previewing it, you can see that there are no sections, right? So obviously, it just works as a section where you can put in your own elements. So I'm going to do is click on the shape over here, click on rectangle, and you can remove it if you want to. I'm going to do is press on Control Z. I'm going to do is, I'm going to do is increase or paste in my shape. I'm going to do is make sure to use 40. There we go. 40. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Apply in your shape. I can also copy it, press on Alt, and there we go. I'm going to do is hold on a shift, and I'm going to do is fix the size of this so that it applies up to here. There we go. Looks a lot more better. Okay, we have 2 shapes. Section 1 and section 2 contains 2 of these. I'm going to click on this over here again, and basically you will see the shapes on this one this time. Now, what we're going to do is going to be apply in more content, which we are going to use. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'm going to do is click on over here, click on this option over here. Okay. I'm going to do is make it to be visible. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to do is bring to front. I'm going to do is do the same one over here. Bring to front. I'm going to try clicking on this one again, and you can still see that there is nothing. What you're going to do is go back, options, fit to screen. Okay, I'm going to go out again, over here, What I'm going to do is go off over here and then put in your content. Now, as we have our shape over here, which is also visible, you can make sure that this is totally visible. You can see the strokes, you can see the fill, the 62%, what I'm going to put in 100%. Click on this over here, 100%. Do is use this shape. I'm going to do is bring to front. There we go. What I'm going to do is click on frame 1 and the sections. Right click on it and group them up. There we go. As we've grouped it up, I'm going to do is click on fill. You can see this is how it will work. I'm going to click on this and you can open it up, present. There we go. You will either see nothing or basically you will see just the shapes, okay? Because sometimes this doesn't appear up. So I'm going to click on this over here. You can see 1, 2, 3 only. Okay. I'm going to cut this one off. What I'm going to do is go over to untitled. What I'm going to do is paste or keep it the way it was. I'm going to click on this frame 1, frame 2. Let's just take this up over here and remove the section so that I don't need it. If you don't need it, just remove it whenever you want to. Now, what I'm going to do is do the same thing over here. Let's say I'm going to do is take this photo over here. I'm going to do Control C, Control V. You can see this photo over here. Just paste it right around this corner. There we go. Now I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to take this photo, specific photo, which we have. I'm going to do zoom in. Control C, Control V. Paste it right around here. I'll do the same thing over here, like this. What I'm going to do is make sure that this is a round corner, has a rounded corner. There we go. Now I'm going to do is click on this over here and make sure that this looks perfect. You can zoom in and fix it up. Up to you. What I'm going to do is fix the radius of this. There we go. Here we go. We're done on this one. I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to do is get these ones, okay? I'm going to keep it here for now. I'm going to do is zoom in and we can try removing these two. Delete. Delete. We're just going to do is keep the photos. Do the same thing over here. Delete. Okay. Then I'm going to do is either take a couple of elements. We can take a couple of elements. Control C. Control V over here. C over here. I'm going to do is keep it the way they have it. Terranova. We can change the font too, is as this is just text. You can click on over here, text option over here. Select whichever one you want. So I'm going to use this. What I'm going to do is increase the size of this, Terranova, which you have over here. What I'm going to do is click on this option, click on this. There we go. We have it. What I'm going to do is go off to that over here. I'm going to do is take this one to Control C, Control V. I'm going to do is zoom in. And we can keep it right around over here. There we go. We can go through preview and see how it looks like. It's going to load for a while because, you know, obviously the same things, or let's say new things, have been updated over here. You can see I'm going to click on this option over here. I'm going to do is fit to screen. There we go. We have this over here. This is how it will look like. Okay. Just go back, cut this one off, and I'm going to just go over here. Do the same thing over here. I'm going to just remove it. I'm going to go over on this one. Just apply in a couple more elements. Control C, Control V. Just keep this over here. There we go. I'm going to do the last one over here is that I'm going to just take this one, Control C, Control V. What I'm going to do is make sure that this, doesn't look bad. What I'm going to do is go off the preview, and you can see this has not been done. I'm going to just cut this one off, click on preview, and then you'll basically see how it works. It's going to load up for a while. It takes a bit of time. And just like you've seen that when we did not put any element inside of it, it did not work. But when we are using this, let's say I'm going to go over here. We can have the design architecture. I'm going to just remove this. I'm going to go over to untitled over here. What I'm going to do is make sure to select this one over here. Preview it up. Present. It takes a bit of time. Okay. And you will basically see that it will appear over here. Click on option, fits a screen, and there we go, we have it. Even though I'm going to just restart it, press on R. I'm going to go over here. There we go, we have our components and all of those. We have all the elements which we need. And the next thing what you can do is that we can copy the same things. What you're going to do is make sure to select all of them. Vector, card, Terranova, C, ellipse, frame, texts. Okay, not all of them. There we go. I'm going to use press on Control G, and there we go. We have all of them in group 1. Let's say I'm going to type in frame 1. Okay, see this is frame 1. Now what you can basically do is open it up. You can see this will how it will be looking like, because obviously this has turned into a group including the frames. So now what you can do is that if it does not appear up, what you can do is apply the same thing over here, as this is just a group now. Now this is how it will look like if we put something over here. I'm going to do select on it. I'm going to go over here. Make sure to select the color. There we go. And we have it. I'm going to go over here, page and title, and you can see this is reloading. It will take a bit of a time because, because we have added in a lot of elements, which you can see over here. I'm going to wait for a while until all this loads up. As you can see now, it has loaded up. I'm going to click on fit to screen, and it is how it will look like. But one thing you have to keep in mind that when you are grouping the frame with the elements, it's going to turn into a shape, okay? Such as a shape, and you have to convert it or take it to another frame again so that it works, okay? So now you can see that the frame 2 contains all these elements. So you can also copy the whole thing. Make sure to hold on to Alt. Now you can see all of them has been created on another one. You can do the same thing over here. I'm going to cut this one off. And another thing you have to keep in mind is that whenever you're working on it, let's say I want it to preview, right? Let's say I'm going to click on this and it will load up and obviously give me the preview. Then click on option, click on fit to screen. Now, what if I want to change this specific, thing that says, okay, I'm going to click on this. Let's say I'm going to do is click on this option over here. I'm going to just cut this off. Living to the, just click on over here. Make sure to apply in a text box. Okay, I have to apply in a text box over here. Living to the fullest. I'm going to go over on untitled, and you can see that element or that specific word or whatever you edited has been changed over here. So now you know basically what is the usage of using pages in, let's say in Figma. And also you can apply in more elements over here by applying it to the second frame or the third frame or the fourth frame, and there we go. And whenever you go off the preview, you can go through them one by one. So this is basically how you connect one page to another and then continue doing it. So that is the usage of using pages in Figma or UI UX. So thank you for watching this video, and if you didn't understand a part, please let us know and we'll guide you through the whole process. In our next lesson, we are going to learn about how we can prototype in Figma. Welcome back to our lesson of Figma. In this lesson, we are going to learn about prototyping. We welcome you back to this lesson of Figma. Now, just like I said, in this lesson, we are going to learn about prototyping. Now, basically, the first thing you have to learn about is that what is prototyping? Now, if you've used Microsoft Word or let's say PowerPoint, there is this feature called links, right? When you click on one link or that specific object or component, it takes you to somewhere, or let's say either sometimes a website, or maybe sometimes to another page, or maybe to another element that opens up. Okay, so basically prototyping is like using hyperlinks, or let's say some links. So when you click on one element, or if that specific element contains the command or contains the action of prototype, it's going to take you to that directed site, or maybe, sometimes even a specific page. Well, prototyping is basically most of the time connected from one page to another, or let's say one frame to another. So let's just show you how prototyping can work. Now, in our previous lesson, we've used this, and I'm also going to be showing you how this works. I'm going to do is just remove one of it. Now, what we're going to do is take this frame over here, even though this is our second, or let's say our first frame, because there is no second frame over here. You can see frame 1 over here, but even though all of this is termed to be the first one. Now, what I'm going to do is take this one over here. I'm going to do is maybe put in a couple of elements. But the first thing I'm going to do is go over on our community. I'm going to do is open up another one. Let's say I'm going to do is cut this one off, close all tabs. I'm going to do is click on Explore Community. I'm going to go back. I'm going to do is open my untitled at the same time. There we go. Then this time I'm going to use is this mobile so that I can show you how this basically works. Even though we've worked on this one, the next one what we're going to do is work on maybe UI UX design on this one. I'm going to click on Open in Figma. This time what we're going to do is, just like I said, we're going to use prototype. So I'm going to do is apply in a couple of effects, or maybe a couple of elements in our untitled. Let's say I'm going to do is take this Control-C. I'm going to take it over here. You can see it over here. This is how it will look like. See? Very simple. I'm going to do is take another element. Maybe I'm going to do is take Control-C, paste it around over here. This is going to be my frame. Okay, there we go. I'm going to do is make sure that there is no rounded corners. Then I'm going to do is plus on or press on preview. Now you'll basically see that there is like 2 slides that contain data. I'm going to click on over here, click on fit to screen 1 and 2. Now, when you are prototyping, there are 2 things over here, right? Click on it and we have present and preview. Well, both of them are absolutely different from one another. Well, the present basically shows all the elements or shows the interface in such a way so that you can see it in a presentation mode, okay? And when you are clicking on preview, it will give you a preview of how the page is going to work. Now, before previewing or presenting, even though we presented it one time, you can see how it will look like. You can see there is no round corner anymore. Now, this is how the present works, and when you click on present, it basically opens up this another window, and in the window you can see it like a presentation, like a slide, okay? But this is not basically how prototyping works. But what we're gonna do is, as we have 2 of these pages, I'm gonna show it to you how this works. I'm gonna click on prototype, and when you click on prototype, you can select on this, and you will basically see this icon over here. Select on this, and you can see how it works. When you select on this, this is how it works. Okay, so what we're gonna do is click on this and click on preview, and you will basically see when you click on preview, it works like this. Okay, even though the prototyping were already done, and it will open up this interface for me. And I'm going to do is zoom out so you can see how you'll be able to go through these options, because that is how this interface has been made. I can go zoom in and zoom out, and you can see the other options that are over here. But if I click on this option, it will take me to another page. You can see it over here. Click on book, you can see this page is opened up, and there are no other pages. But when I click on this, it will take me back to that specific page again. And this is where it is located. What I'm going to do is click on Untitled. So the first thing I'm going to do is prototype a specific frame with a specific element. Now I'm going to do is click on Prototype. So basically what I'm going to do is click on any of these items which you have over here. I'm going to click on Prototype. When I click on this, when I click on the specific elements over here, I want this to show me over here, okay? I want this to take me over here. Or maybe even if I select on the specific element, I want it to take me here. What I'm going to do is do the same thing. I'm going to do is cut this one off. I'm going to do is take this whole page which I have on this, UI design #4. You can see it over here. I'm going to do is select on the specific element which I have over here. Now this one, I want this to appear up. Control C, Control V. You can see it over here. Right click on it, bring to front. This is what I want. I'm going to do is take the whole thing, close it off. All this elements. Control C, Control V over here. And there we go. We have it. What I'm going to do is select on this specific layer over here. Instead of that, I'm going to click on Design and increase the size so that I can see how it works. Zoom in. See, this is how it will work. Keep it at the center. Do the same thing over here. There we go. We have it. I'm going to increase the size of this. Select on all of these texts, close it off. Control A. You can remove it if you want to. I'm going to do is go over here, and you cannot see the specific text is missing. So I'm going to do is click on that option. I'm going to do is increase the size. Let's say I'm going to type in 90, hit on enter. Okay, maybe not 90, maybe 60. Then I'm going to do is increase this line spacing. There we go. A lot better, right? I'm going to press on close, and I'm going to do is when I click on the specific option, click on this, and I want it to appear to this specific page. So now when you can see that when I click on preview, it will open up this page or this interface for me. And from this interface, what I'm going to do is go from one page to another through prototyping. Now there are other ways of prototyping. So I'm going to do is increase this whole page so that I can see the whole thing at once. It will take a bit of a time to load all of it up. You can see this is how it works. I'm going to do is click on option, fit to screen. You can see how it works. I'm going to go over here, cut this one off, and there we go. Do select this one too. I'm going to do is click on this and then click on preview. Increase the size. I'm going to do is click on option, fit to screen. There we go. Click on this, it will take me over here. Click on this, it will take me over there. And go back with my navigation key, but I cannot go back from here anymore. I can click on this. Let's just do that over here. I'm going to do is when I click on this back, it should take me over on this specific, page again. Okay, it will take me back. I'm going to do is click on design again. Alt, Control Z. Control G. I want it to appear over here too so that I can go back to my first page too, okay? So now you can see how it works. I'm going to do is go off the prototype, and this should take me over here instead of that. It should take me here, and it should take me back. So I'm going to click on that over here. I'm going to use click on this back option, even though it's not working right now, because I just applied it right now. So I'm going to do is, you can see how this works. I'm going to just remove this. You can just remove it like that. There we go. I'm going to click on present again. Now, one thing you can see that if you don't want that specific, prototype, you just drag it out over here. And there we go. The prototype has been removed. So I'm going to just keep it like this. There we go. I'm going to click on present if you want to, but I'm going to do is click on preview. There we go. This is not the one. I'm going to do is click on untitled. I'm going to do is click on this and preview it up. There we go. Increase the size. I'm going to do is wait until it all loads up. And I'm going to do is make sure that it is fit to screen and I can see everything. Click on over here, fit to screen. Click on this option and you can see that it's taking me back. Click on this, click on this. There we go. Back. And it's not working. So I'm going to do is go over here. Click on prototype. Make sure it is over here. There we go. It's supposed to take me back right now. I'm going to do is go over here and you can click on it and there we go. It's working now. Okay. See, this is like very simple. So hope you understood about how you can prototype. Now, another thing is that you can also apply in animations or how it will work. When you click on prototype, let's say I'm going to use click on this option over here. You can see frame now what type of, behavior you want. Let's say I'm going to use flow 1, which is flow 1. I'm going to click on this no scrolling. This is horizontal. I'm going to go over here. See how it is. Okay. Then you can go over here, put in more interaction. Now what type of drag you want. Let's say I want to maybe navigate to reset video state. Cut this off. Click on frame. Maybe let's say this time I want it smart animate. There we go. Works a lot more better. I'm going to just go over here. You can see now it is a bit smoother, right? You can also apply in more animation if you want to. Let's say instead of smart animate, I'm going to do is make sure it slides in. You can see how it works. Go over here. You can see how it's slid in. You can do the same thing on all of these pages or all of these frames. So hope you understood how you can, prototype in Figma. And thank you for watching this video up till the end. And now let's move on to our next lesson of this course. Welcome back to another lesson of Figma. In this lesson, we are going to learn about easing option and prototype animation. So we've opened up Figma on our device, okay? Now, the first thing we're going to need is going to be a template or maybe your own work. Let's say your own work, we can do that. But the first thing I'm going to do is go off to the community. I'm going to go off to mobile. I'm going to do a search for something so that it goes good with this lesson, okay? Because we're going to do is do prototyping and also do animation at the same time. And there are a couple of animations which you can apply, okay? So we're going to go through each and every one of them and show you how those actually function in your device. Okay, I'm going to click on, let's say, paid and free over here. I'm going to click on free so that I can open up all of the free ones so that I can explain how it works. I'm going to click on this clouding. Okay, I'm going to click on open Figma, open in Figma. I'm going to wait for a while until it opens up. And then I'm going to do is start prototyping in such a way so that we can, start working on it. But the first thing I'm going to do is, you can see it over here. We have our thumbnails and designs. All of them are over here. You can see a couple of these pages. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is take a couple of pages in another one. Let's say another file. I'm going to click on new design. Okay. Then the first thing I'm going to do is click on this Control C, paste it. There we go. We have it. I'm going to do is zoom out. I'm going to do is make sure to use 3 or 4 pages. That's like totally fine. I'm going to do select on this Shift, Control C. paste it. There we go. It's going to take a bit of time to, show up. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to do is, you can see a couple of these options over here too. You can use them too whenever you want, but I'm going to do is take a couple of these. Let's say I'm going to do is take 2 of them. Control C, because I'm going to be needing them more, okay? And I have it over here. I'm going to do is Control G again so that I can ungroup it. Just take it right around over here. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now, as we have it over here, now the first thing I'm going to do is go off this page. And in this page, this is the first one. And I'm going to go off the prototype. And you can see that there are mainly no prototypes over here yet, I guess, most of the time. There are mostly no prototypes. But I'm going to do is make sure that they are in specific frames. So here in frames, as they are objects, you can see from over here, I'm going to do is turn them into, a prototype so that we can work with it. Now, before turning it into a prototype, the first thing we're going to need is obviously going to be, let's say, how that specific function works. You can see all of them are basically photos, which we cannot select anything, okay? From here, I'm going to do is go over here and we can select any of these objects which we have over here in product, and this is going to be our frame we have over here. Do zoom out and see if this is how it works. We can see the design. Okay, I'm going to go here on design. Let's say this is also a photo. If this is all into a photo, we're going to do is try using another, let's say I'm just going to go to the community and start our search for something else. Let's say I'm going to do is go off the me time and open this up. Okay, I'm going to do is cut this one off or maybe keep it like this. I'm going to go off to untitled. You can select all of them at once and remove it. Just press on delete. Let's just use something different on me time, which we used on the previous one. Okay, I'm going to do select all of them. Control C. Do is go off to untitled. Control V. There we go. We have all of it. I'm going to do select on onboarding and delete. I'm going to do is just use this. Even though all of them are grouped, I'm going to do is just press on Control G and they are ungrouped now. Right click on it and you can see ungroup. There we go. I'm going to right click, ungroup. There we go. We have all of them. Now the first thing we're going to do is apply in, let's say, a background so that we can see it a bit more. Now I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to click on this option over here. I'm going to do is make sure that this is something like this so that works a bit better, right? I'm going to do is cut this off. And as we are going to work with, okay, this one just dissolved. And so I'm going to do is make sure to use something a bit different. I'm going to go over here and do is go on the right. Okay, there's nothing over here. So I'm going to go back. And I'm going to do is click on this option over here. I'm going to do is just make sure to use, rectangle over here so that it just fills up this whole page we have. There we go. I'm going to do is click on this option over here. Make sure that it is a specific color. There we go. Make sure it's 100, 100. And okay, this will work. I'm going to click on prototype and you can see a couple of them are prototyped, right? I'm going to do is remove them. Now, if you've seen my previous lesson, you should know how you can prototype and how you can remove them. So I'm going to do is first off, remove all of them, and I'm going to do is make sure to do that later on. And you can see that there are a couple of prototypes that are still over here. Just click on anything and you will basically see that which objects or which page have prototypes. So I'm going to do select on them and see if any of them have prototypes. Now, the first thing we're going to do is make sure to prototype it, individually. I'm going to do is click on design first. I'm going to click on the start option. You can see the start. Click on prototype and you'll basically see this option. I'm going to do is take this over here. There we go. We're going to do this later on. And I'm going to do is make sure you can choose the service. Okay. The first thing I want to appear is this specific thing. So I'm going to do is zoom out. First, I'm going to do is, let's say, I'm going to do is me time. And then we have is this, hey there, before schedule, please enter your account. So here, what I'm going to do is from here, now choose that one that fits you. So from here, I'm going to do is make sure to select anyone. Now, as this is nails, I'm going to do select on specific just nails. Click on prototype. Make sure to select that. I wanted to take it right over here. There we go. We have it.
Now what I'm going to do is, let's say, select any of these ones, maybe gel manicure, which we have over here. What I'm going to do is gel manicure. I want it to take me to this one. Okay. Now before that, what I'm going to do is take this one, specific one, which we have over here. I want it to be over here. What I'm going to do is take it around over here, okay? Want it to appear over here. There we go. Looks a lot more better. Now I want this one to appear in the front. So I'm going to do is take this one and keep it right around over here. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is, when a person clicks on this specific start, first off, this one should appear, okay? But when this appears here, what we're going to do is click on login. Let's just go over there, and I'm going to do is maybe get there a login settings, okay? I'm going to do is maybe select this. Okay, let's just remove this whole thing over here, okay? Let's just select this and press on delete. There we go. Now I'm going to do is do the last one. I'm going to do is remove this one over here, which we have. Delete, as I'm not going to need that. So I'm going to do is make sure to use any one from here. Choose a professional. I'm going to do is select on the specific one, which I have over here. Control C. I'm going to paste it so that I can use this specific one. Okay, I'm going to use delete. I take it right around over here. And when I click on the specific one, I'm going to click on prototype. It should take me to this one. I'm going to do is go over here, make sure that all of them has the back button and each of them works, well. I'm going to select on this. I'm going to do select on take it back over here. Zoom in over here. I'm going to do select on this one. Click on prototype and make sure to take it back, and do the same thing over here. Make sure to gets back, okay? Now, first off, before getting into animation and easing, which I said, let's just see a preview of how this site or how this interface works. Now, you can see a couple of pages are a bit longer than the other one, but you don't have to worry because this is a phone interface, okay? A phone interface, so you can scroll up and down. I'm going to just click on start. You can see how it works. You can see nails, let's say gel manicure, Anna Smith. Okay, this is not taking me to that. So I'm going to do is make sure when I click on Anna Smith, it should take me over here. Okay, there we go. So it should take me over there. If it doesn't work yet, I'm going to go try back. Okay, nail, gel manicure, nail designer. Okay, I'm going to do is select on this specific one too, and also make sure that it's connected. This is also connected over here, and this whole one is also connected over here. There we go. Let's try this. Now you can see it has taken me to that one. Now, just like I said, as this lesson is about easing and animation on prototyping, so the first thing we're going to do is going to be, let's say, first off, you're going to click on this animation over here, or select the prototype which you're working on, and you have to select on this overflow. Now, first off, select on no scrolling and position. Now, what you're going to do is select on this prototype, show prototype settings. Okay, you can see flow 2, flow 3, all of them are over here. What I'm going to do is make sure you can remove it too. That's up to you. What I'm going to do is make sure that it is up here. Now you have to select on what type of animation you want. Now either you want it on click or either you want it on drag. Now what if you want it while hovering? It's okay. You can also click on hovering. While hovering, you can see it like this. I'm going to do is make sure to preview it. What I'm going to do is while hovering, it will appear. You can see it like this. Let me just take it over here. When you click on start, it will appear like this. See? It will take me there. See, this is how it will work. Okay, now what if I want it while pressing? I have to keep on pressing. You just have to hold it, and then you'll be able to go through that. So I'm going to use either a key gamepad. Okay, you can go through gamepad if you have one. You can select on mouse enter. You can see
Or you can also go on mouse leave. I'm going to do is go back. You can see there's this a bit of delay. See how it works? Then we also have mouse down and go back. See? Then I'm going to do the last one is mouse up. Okay? So now you know about the basics of this. Now, as we know about how we want it, now what we're going to do is learn about the ease option, because this lesson is about ease. So the first thing we're going to do is when you click on that animation option, I'm going to do is click on that option and you have this ease out. Okay, click on that and you can select whichever type of ease you want to use. Now if you click on ease in, you'll see the animation. You can see how it works. Then if you want, and let's say I'm going to do is click on drag. Okay, now if I click on this ease option, you can see how it works. It will ease in like this. This is the preview. Now if you want it to ease out, you can see ease out, ease in and out, and then it will go back up again, in and back. Then we have is ease out back, and also ease in and out back. I'm going to do is click on this option. There's this delay because you can see that there's 300 ms. You can also apply custom bezier if you want to. Now you can also apply it according to your need, customize it. Okay. Now I'm going to do is keep it on, let's say on drag. I'm going to do is not custom. Let's say I want it general. You can see connected. Cut this one off. Okay, on drag. Now I don't want it on drag. Let's say I'm going to use while pressing our mouse enter. Click on this preview. You can see how it works. It just eased in. Go back. You can see mouse enter, and it just took me there. So it's like very simple, right? What I'm going to do is go back, and as this is mouse enter. Now what if I want like on drag? See how it works? If I want it while hovering, make it get back. See? It's like very simple to work on with it. Okay, on drag, I'm going to keep it on drag, and this is how it will work. Now there are also a couple of things which you can go through each and every one of them. Now if I want to use what service, you can choose the service. Let's say I'm going to do is choose professional. Now I'm going to do is, you can see choose professional, but I'm going to do is make sure that it is on choose service. Okay, this is just this page. Now I'm going to do is how I want it. Let's say not 800 ms. I'm going to do is type in 500 ms. Enter. Or maybe type in 600. Okay, this should be a bit slower. Okay. Now I'm going to do is remove it, or you can also add in whatever you want, but you have to have, you know, a subscription. Now you can select, let's say quick if you want it. If you can also select bouncy, you can see it. And you also can use slow. You can also use custom spring. You have to fix it from over here. See? Just cut this off. See? When I drag it, it will, when I press it, it won't. But when I drag it, it will work like this. So I'm going to do is just click it on, or keep it on, you know, just mouse click. Okay, mouse enter. See how easy that is? Or you can also keep it on drag. Well, most of the time I just try to keep it on drag, or maybe just on click. So you can go through a couple of these options on and however you want it basically. So it's like totally up to you how you're going to work with it. Now let's just try doing it with the rest of them. So I'm going to do is go to shift and do a couple of them over here. You can see this is on drag. Now I'm going to do is click on this option over here. I'm going to do is click on this option. I'm going to do is on click. Now select whichever one you want. Choose type. I'm going to do is navigate to. I'm going to do is not instant. I want it to dissolve. Okay. I can fix in whatever type of ease you want. Let's say I'm going to do is ease out back. Okay. Then I'm going to do is cut this one off. And here I'm going to do is select on this one. I want it to navigate to, and I also want it to move out, and I want it to be kind of slow. You can see how you can also select on move in and out and fix out what type of move in and out you want. But from here, I'm going to do is, let's say, choose professional. I'm going to do is, let's say, navigate to, and I want it to not move out, but I want it to dissolve to. So you can fix out whatever type of dissolve you want. Let's say I'm going to use custom bezier if you want to, or I can say ease in and out. There's perfect. I'm going to use type in 800 ms. There we go, which is also quite smooth. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to do select on each and every one of them. Do is click on dissolve, click on 800. Okay, perfect. I'm going to do is hold on a shift and go to that side. Cut this one off. I'm going to do is make sure to select that. Do the same thing over here. I'm going to click on instant, dissolve. Make sure this is 800. I'm going to do is, you can use other ones if you want to. Most of the time, I just try using dissolve. You can also use all of them, other ones. Okay, let's just try other ones. You can use move out. You can fix which direction you want it to move out from. Okay, animate matching layers. Okay, let's just not animate the matching layer. You can select 800. Let me just cut this one off. The last one I'm going to do is take this over here. And I want this one over here, which is over here. This one I'm going to do is, let's say I want it to slide or push. Okay, this one is totally perfect. I'm going to do is type in 700, hit on enter, and you can see how it works. This one I'm going to do is put in another animation. So I'm going to choose the type, okay. I'm going to do is not instant, I'm going to do is push or maybe slide out. You see slid out. I'm going to do is type in 800. So I can just show to you how many type of slides are there or animations are there. Okay, I'm going to do is cut this one off. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to do is click on maybe slide out. I'm going to do is click on this. I'm going to do is type in 800 or 700. Enter, and there we go. Now, as we're done with most of the stuffs which we have over here, what I'm going to do is click on preview. You can see all of them are really smooth now. I'm going to go back, and this is not the one. Okay, I'm going to just click on this option over here, which we see. I'm going to select on this option and just click on preview. Cut this one off. I'm going to do is first off zoom out. I'm going to do is preview. You can see, click on it, manicure. You can see like this how it works. You can also apply a bit more change on it. I'm going to do is click on this option over here. I'm going to do is on click. Okay, this is on click. This was supposed to be not on click. Okay, I'm going to do is, okay, you can see it though, right? You can see how it works. This is how it works. See, it is on click. You can see, go back, click on it, gel manicure. You can see how it works. I'm going to do is just remove these one first later on, and I'm going to do is apply in more over here. I'm going to do is remove this. I'm going to do the same thing over here if it has any other. Okay, I'm going to do is take this whole element. I'm going to do is just zoom in a bit. I'm going to do is hold on to any element which we have. Okay, there are like 2 prototypes over here, so that is why it was not working. I'm going to do is take this one. I'm going to do is select on all the elements which we have. I'm going to do is click on the prototype. Make sure it is over here. I'm going to do is not on drag. I'm going to do is, okay, on drag totally works. What I'm going to do is make sure it's 700, and there we go. I'm going to just cut this off. There we go. Cut this off. Even if it's not working, I'm going to just click on it. Even though this is like the third flow, I'm going to just take this one over here. Use as this. Okay, I'm going to do is gel manicure. Okay, I have to like select on this object basically. So I'm going to do is click on prototype and make sure to use this over here. On click or maybe on drag. Okay, on drag is perfect. What I'm going to do is make sure this is 800. There we go, smoother. Cut this one off. What I'm going to do is make sure to see on the preview. If it's not working, what you're going to do is you can see on drag. So I'm going to do is drag. See? You have to drag it like this. People most of the time don't use drag, but you know, this is how it works when you apply those animations over there. So basically now you know how you will be able to use ease and also prototype, or let's say animate the prototypes in Figma. So thank you for watching this video up till the end, and if you didn't understand a part, please let us know and we will guide you through the whole process. So after you're done, you can see all these objects over here. You can group them up together and, you know, work with them all together. So let's move on to our next lesson where we are going to learn about how we can use the smart animation. Welcome back to our lesson on Figma. In this lesson, we are going to learn about smart animations. Let's just open up Figma and show you how it works. We are back with this course lesson on Figma of UI UX. Now in this lesson, what we're going to learn about is going to be our smart animation. So in our previous lesson, if you've seen them, you've basically learned about prototype animation, easing in and out, and also a couple more of them. You've seen about delay and all of those. Even though if you didn't, we're going to cover those up in this lesson. Now, another thing what we're going to learn about is going to be component animation, okay? And also about how we can just use our simple animations on specific components, okay? Now, how do we do that? So there is this feature called Smart Animation in Figma, which we can use to animate components. But this is basically kind of like the same way how we prototyped previously, but it's going to be a bit different. So the first thing you're going to need is going to be a file. So in this lesson, I'm going to be using the file or the template which I used in my previous lesson or made that up. So I'm going to do is open this one which I have over here. I'm going to just click on that. And I'm going to do is wait for a while until it opens up. Now, as you can see that I have all the prototypes and all of them however I wanted it to be. You can see how it is. You can see all of the prototypes. Now, what we're going to do is going to be just like I said, we're going to use the smart animation feature. Now, how does that work? Now, just like I said, it's not going to be the same thing over and over again. So in this lesson, what we're going to do is going to be, let's say, making a component or maybe making something that's going to be a bit different. So the first thing you're going to do is you can see over here is that there's a skip option and start option. Now, I want it to get from here to here, but I want a bit of animation inside of it. You can see all of them have, you know, the same kind of animation, but what I want is maybe a bit different. From over here, we are going to also apply a couple of different animations. Now, the first thing we're going to do is going to be, let's say I'm going to do start off with this one. Click on that option. Click on this. You have these, you know, options over here. Click on this, which we see. What I'm going to do is, first off, when we click on this specific element, then I want it to also animate. I'm going to just click on the specific prototype. I'm going to just click on design first. I'm going to just click on maybe choose service. I'm going to just click on choose service over here. I'm going to just click on prototype. I'm going to just go over here. There we go. Now this has been added over here. What I'm going to do is click on this option over here. I'm going to just zoom in and you can see that this has been connected. But what we're going to do is click on what type of animation I want, right? I'm going to do is click on mix. And here, what I'm going to do is choose the type. It's going to take me to choose type. Here, I'm going to do is put in smart animate. Okay. So let's try previewing it on how it works. I'm going to wait for a while until all of it loads up. And if it's like larger than your screen, just make sure to use like fit to your screen and it will just appear perfectly. You don't have to worry about it. Now this is opening up. I'm going to use wait for a while until it all opens up. You can see how it works. I'm going to do is click on that. I'm going to go back. You can see how it works. I'm going to do is go up to flow 1, 2. You can see how it works. I'm going to click on option, fit to screen. You can see how it is. See? It's quite simple. See, I already applied these in our previous lesson. Okay, I'm going to do is go over here and I want a smart animation. Now, how do I do that? Now, first thing I'm going to do is click on this option. Click on, let's say, I'm going to do is not on drag, or maybe I'm going to do is choose the type. Smart animate. There we go. Click on this option over here. Take this over here. And I don't want custom spring. I'm going to do is click on linear. There we go. I'm going to do is keep it just the way it is. I'm going to do is click on preview and wait until to see how it actually functions or how it works. And after we're done, what we're going to do is use another one, which you're going to do is fit to screen. You can see there's this smooth transition. Now I'm going to do is go off over here. I'm going to do is make sure that there is another copy, Control C, Control V. Just take it around over here, okay? Now what I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to do is take all of these a bit to the side, okay? So that I can work on these ones only. Now the first thing I'm going to do is, when this basically takes me directly over on this specific page, I'm going to do is first off take this over here. I'm going to do is, I want it to be not that visible, or maybe a bit visible, but you know, obviously something different. Now I'm going to do is click on this element over here. I'm going to do is go to the design. Then I'm going to do is fix the transparency. Okay, I'm going to do is click on this over here. I'm going to type in 20, hit on enter. Maybe a bit of pass through. I'm going to do is click on that. I'm going to do is click on this option over here. Okay, I'm going to do select on specific ones. 20. You can see I'm going to do select on this specific photo. 20. You can see 20%. And I'm going to do is type in 20%, hit on enter. Make sure that there is very less. Decrease the transparency. Just type or maybe put in a bit of effect. You can see how it works. Okay. Now the first thing I'm going to do is, if it doesn't work this way, I'm going to do is make sure to select the items, which I have over here. Do is delete it. You can put in elements over here. I'm going to do is press on Alt. There we go. Do is try keeping it to be 10%. Make sure this is like this. Keep it on 20%. I'm going to go up, click on prototype, and this is supposed to work. I'm going to do is maybe remove these because I don't need it. I'm going to do select on this, delete. Or so we'll remove them. What I'm going to do is either take the specific object which I have over here, and I'm going to do is either click on them and remove them. You can see how it works. I'm going to just keep it white. I'm going to click on this option over here, click it to be white. I'm going to use select on the specific color. I'm going to use remove one, select on this color, keep it on white. Massage in here. I'm going to do the same process over here. I'm going to do is remove this, delete, or I'm going to do is just press on Control Z. I'm going to do is remove this photo, and here I'm going to do is just keep it white. Do is remove this photo. I'm going to do is keep it white. There we go. I'm going to do is apply in another photo. I'm going to do is choose image. I'm going to do is go off the desktop where I have my Figma folder, resources, where I'm going to do is select any of these. Let's say it's what it is, maybe massage. So I'm going to do is click on this, massage. And here I'm going to do is apply in another one. Click on this, click on plus. I'm going to do is click on choose an image. As it is, hair. So I'm going to do is click on this hair option. You can see it over here. I've applied in my hair, which you can see over here. You select this. Keep it 100, hit on enter. Do the same thing over here. I'm going to select on this. I'm going to just click on this color option, and I'm going to click on this plus. And this is most probably, nails maybe. Okay, I'm going to just click on nails. There we go. We have put in our nails, and in our eyebrows, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Click on this plus option, and I'm going to do is make sure to use eyebrow. There we go. We have all of them. What I'm going to do is copy the same thing over here. Instead of that, I'm going to do is remove this whole thing, choose service, delete. What I'm going to do is select this specific, choose service, which I have over here. Control C, Control V. There we go. What I'm going to do is select on the start option. I'm going to just click on prototype, and you can see this is still connected. Connected over here while hovering. Okay, not hovering. I want it on drag. Keep it 800 so that I get this smooth animation. Now, what we're going to do is going to be a bit different, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is when I click on this specific page, it should take me over here instead of this one. Delete. This should not take me there. And the first thing I'm going to do is select on these photos. I'm going to do is go off the design and make sure this is 20. Hit on enter. Do the same thing over here. 20. Do the same thing over here on the specific photo. 20. Select on this. 20. There we go. Now, just as we have it over here, we can also select whichever photo we want to use. Just remove this so that it looks better. Now, what I want it to happen is that I'm going to select this row and also this one. Control G. Groups them up. Now, what happens is that when I click on the specific one, I want it to appear over here. Okay. And in this animation, I'm going to do is select on click. Choose the service, Smart Animate to, let's say, Smart Animate 800. There we go. I'm going to do is change this to service. I'm going to do is choose service to, hit on enter. There we go. I'm going to do is go off on this frame. I'm going to do is try previewing it. And we'll take a bit of a time to appear up. I'm going to do is click on option and fit to screen. As you can see how it works. You can see this is this animation over here. You can see this is automatic. So I'm going to do is cut this one off, hit on enter over here. I'm going to do is remove this one. When I click on over here, it should appear this. So I'm going to do is click on this. I'm going to do is navigate to choose service 2. I want it to be 1000. Okay. Then I'm going to do is cut this one off. Preview. Now if I click on over here, you can see that when I click on this option, it should take me to this one. You can see how this appears up. So now you know how you'll be able to animate elements or components in a specific, let's say in a specific file. Now you can also do something like taking this out. I'm going to do is select on this layer over here. I'm going to do is click on prototype. Select on design. Choose the service, click on prototype. There we go. I'm going to just take it over here. I'm going to do the same thing, 1000, or maybe keep it 800. Not on click. Maybe while hovering is a bit better, okay? Or maybe just keep it on click. But if it's over here, I'm going to do is make sure not on click, but while hovering, okay? So let's try both of them. Again, I'm going to click on preview. There we go. We have to wait a bit. And then until it appears up, okay? Then the first thing I'm going to do is, as this one is going to be with the screen, there we go. You can see this appears up. You can see, click on this and you can see this appears up. Now I'm going to try the same thing over here by clicking on this over here. And when I click on it, basically it will take me over here, right? I'm going to do is not instant. I wanted to smart animate. Keep it 800 while hovering, obviously. So I'm going to do is go over here, prototype, go back. See how good it looks? It should be a bit above. So I'm going to do is take it a bit above. There we go. See? Looks quite good, right? But if it's like on the same panel, it will look a lot more better. So hope you learned everything about this lesson on how you'll be able to use the Smart Animate option in Figma. Now let's move on to our next lesson in this course of Figma. And if you didn't understand a part, please let us know and we will guide you through the whole process.